Welcome everyone for another GrandMaster Solo Q review. Here we have a jungle game, Khaimera, being played by Ven, and it's kind of a masterclass on how to play the 20 minutes of a match as a Khaimera to be impactful and set up your team for success in the future. And here we're gonna see, as usual, the build order. So we start with the Unleash, which is like the fastest clear on the red buff. Then we go for the Ambush. Then at level 3, go for the Invigorate, and then we start maxing the Unleash. So in terms of abilities priority, here it's kind of interesting. Of course, we max the ultimate when it's available, level 6, 11, and 16. But then we max the Unleash, which I believe in solo queue, it's kind of good to have like more uptime on the map. So clearing camp faster is your best bet. But here it's interesting. We go for the Invigorate seconds, which kind of increase the heal you take and also like reduce the cooldown, completely disregarding the ambush, which kind of makes you like more tanky in a sense, but also means that you have to use your ambush in a more like controlled way. And I feel like it's interesting. I don't know if it's something that Ven is doing consistently or if it's something that he's testing to see how it feels, but good to see like some variation on the Khaimera build. In terms of items, we go for the Judgment Crest. So once again, I think this idea of to be able to clear camp faster, Icecorn Talon is still like very valid, but Judgment will help with your clear and allow you to have more uptime on the map. Then we get Berserker Axe, very strong like early game potential, but still we want to have like this clear potential, as we can see Overload being selected seconds. Then we kind of go for like a more tanky aspect. Here it was a heavy magical team, so we decided to opt for the Crystalline Cuirass third. Then we get the Frost Guard to be able to maybe keep in check like a few auto-attack character, and then the Gaia Greaves, which is a very good item that has been selected by many bruisers. First, like the tankiness is good, the additional jump is good for navigating the map, but also like the additional move speed the item provides when you have the charge up allow you to chase people much better and also like have more freedom on how you take any engages. Let's jump into the game. So we have a Khaimera jungle played by Venom, member of the B team, been a jungler for quite a long time now, being part of the EU competitive scene, and as you can see on jungle, most of the time we have this little trick of being able to place the ward after you get the recall to get like the ward for as long as possible. Then we're gonna go back to base, take the sentry, and then walk towards the red buff without like losing any time. And here we're gonna be like on time for the spawn of the buff. So when it comes to Khaimera, we can see that the champion crest has been selected with the short sword, maximizing your DPS to help with your clear of minion. Also, one thing that we see like now most junglers do is like they use their hunt immediately as soon as the red buff spawn. The idea is probably that way you get like the cooldown immediately, so you get back a hunt like faster than if you wait. That kind of exposes you to actually like getting invade, but at higher level like the invade is not so common anymore. And if you use it like absolutely immediately, like the 15-second cooldown for your second hunt charge is still like gonna go up when the buff is getting like very low, so you still can afford to actually like use your hunt and while being safe, because if you get invaded then you just have to wait and then you can still like 50-50 it if you want, or you're just reset it and at worst you lose like a hunt charge. And so here we can see he has gone for the red buff into the 2 camp, into the 5 camp, which kind of tells me that he wants to play into offlane, and you can see he already has a plan in a sense, and he wants to vertical jungle, because if you go for that passing, of course, like then like going to your left side is not gonna be like super efficient. Unfortunately for him, like here he's looking if there is something to be done on mid lane, but the Gideon is at 1 HP and already like sent back to base, and the enemy Rictor actually started blue side, so the whole blue side is gone. So now the only thing that we have left is to try to go for this gank onto Bondred. I feel like this gank should be guaranteed. We get the jump, but we're gonna get the dash. And here we do have Bondred that is like already out in a sense. And here Bondred is gonna stop here. Wasn't expecting the aggression from Ven, and that's gonna be a kill. So you can see here how Ven like actually like force that kill so hard, because he really need that kill, or otherwise he's gonna fall behind. He decided to go for vertical jungling, and there was nothing to be found. So we're gonna also secure the teal buff to not fall too far behind in terms of experience either, because as you can see like the enemy Rictor already secured quite a lot. And now we're gonna head out to our blue side because we don't want the enemy Rictor to be able to invade the blue side either. I feel like Bondrewd should have walked away, and that should never have been a kill for Ven. So that's kind of a mistake of Bondrewd, and kind of salvage this early game that would have been complicated because the enemy Rector kind of did a very good job of actually like being like kind of sneaky by starting with the blue. However, here we're gonna get like the secure the 4 camp. And we still have the Sparrow that is like kind of fighting into this Rictor, and this Rictor like no obviously is welcome, and now that's gonna be like a very easy kill. We're gonna follow up onto Septic. Septic getting pulled out. We can like kind of catch here because while we walk away we're gonna get like the ambush back. Cloudy should have stayed in front of Ven and he didn't do so. Now Septic is forced to flash away. Still survived, but the flash has been secure. Another kill has been secure for Ven. He loses 3 camp in the process, so that's not like ideal for him. But it's still like a big influx of gold for himself, and as a Khaimera, you don't really want a Khaimera to snowball, otherwise it's gonna be like a little bit too rough for the enemy team. To be honest, here it's also like one thing that you have to do as a jungler is really to be able to like punish mistake that you kind of see. Here in that situation, it's basically like Bondrewd stay on the tower, thought it was safe, Ven said otherwise. Here they do fight in the blue jungle when Ven is around. Well, just collect the kills and then go back to your farming, but try to get like the maximum amount of things you can. Like here, as we can see, secure like also the flash on the carry when maybe you would have just like disengaged after the pull of the phase to kind of help you like maybe your future gank. Now for 5 minutes this carry looks very juicy. Here we get like some aggression, and you can see we drop immediately the 5 camp to be part of that fight. We get like the flash out of the Shinbi. We're gonna focus the target that is the lower on health and also the one that has the maximum mana, and then that means that then we get the rotation and we ended up like finding the kill. So true, we kind of died in the process, but we offer a double kill to the team while also saving our offlaner. And since we kill the enemy jungle, we don't really fall behind towards our direct opposition in a sense, and we keep our team like alive. So here on the red side, we only have the 5 camp that is up, while here we get both the 4 camp and the 3 camp respawning on this side of the map. True, red buff was also like spawning, so we had like both options, then decided to secure like those normal camp here and maybe like be around that dual lane if we look for like some pressure to see if something can happen. Septic doesn't have flash, but I feel like we really want to hit again once we get our level 6 with the call to kind of guarantee the kill, also maybe to be able to break the link. And so here we're gonna go for 3 camp, 4 camp, probably then we're gonna like farm the red buff and then maybe like try to hit Bondrewd on the crunch on the offlane once again with the level 6 power spike. So we're gonna finish the 4 camp. Here we have a little time if we want to go for the river buff before we go for the red buff. But we're gonna opt for the red buff immediately. We don't want to delay at all our timing. You can see that Bondrewd is getting like very low. Probably will have to reset, so there will not really be a gank potential unless they kind of greet for the Shinbi. But we're still like not level 6, so probably we're gonna want to get it. And here apparently Bondrewd decided to greed by himself and ended up getting solo bolo. So now we're gonna have to change our plan. But plan can be here, eating mid lane, rotating towards somewhere else, keep doing the 2 camps, eating the mini prime since the crunch is dead. But at the same time our Shinbi doesn't have any mana, so we have to be careful. So here we see that there is like a fight in mid, probably, so we're gonna like maybe like go into that direction, and here we're gonna look at some information, trying to gather some information of what is happening and trying to wait if like someone is dropping. We can see that nobody is dropping, so that means that probably they're rotating towards the other side of the map, so we're gonna like try to go for the mini prime immediately. And I kind of like that moment is like before like rushing immediately for the mini prime, you can see that Ven is capturing some information to be able to be certain that this mini prime is safe to go for. And then once he kind of like, he didn't even lose like 10 seconds at most, then that means that this mini prime is pretty guaranteed, and that's what he's gonna go for. And he's gonna leave it to his Shinbi. His Shinbi has been doing like a very good job into this crunch, so probably like leaving the mini prime to the Shinbi is enough to secure a tower for his team. And here he's gonna try to rotate towards the left side, because if that fight like doesn't go well at all for his team, that means it can be a fang tooth for the enemy team. So that's why like he wants to rotate, doesn't even care about like this wave in mid, and gonna try like to kind of salvage the situation. He's gonna jump onto the thing, try to get like the call onto both target, but he actually missed, which means that now he has to kill like only one target. I think if you get the call and that kills immediately the phase, then he can like go onto the Grim and maybe that's a kill. But as soon as he missed, he realized that he's not gonna be able to go onto the Grim, because otherwise the phase would just pull the Grim away. So he turned himself onto the phase, secured a kill, and then disengaged, because he knows that he cannot get anything else out of that situation. So this is where also like you have a plan when you go for a gank, and here the plan was probably to get like a double kill. But if you miss some abilities, you shouldn't like be stuck with your plan. As you can see, like Ven immediately adapt, realize what he can actually afford to do, and that's like killing that phase, because if he stick to any other of the two other character, he will probably be dead without killing anything in that situation, thanks to the fact that the phase has the pool, then we get the blind, and suddenly some nasty stuff can start happening. So we're gonna back to base. At 10 minutes, we're gonna get like the power spike of the first item completed with the champion crest. We opt for Berserker Axe, and now we're working towards the Overlord, and in terms of crest we get the Judgment. Interesting also to note that we're maxing the Unleash, so Ven really trying like to maximize his farming. Like Judgment is very good to help you farm. Berserker Barbaric Cleaver, very good to help you farm. We got also like the Unleash Max that help you with the farm. So really like focusing on like farm intensive, being able to clear camp very, very fast. And I feel like when you play solo Q, it's actually like very, very important to kind of max out like your ability to clear camp. The reason is like it's not like always like the most efficient, the best things you can do, but I end up finding that in solo Q, when you play jungle, you're not really like choosing when fight happens. Your teammate don't really understand, like sometimes they need to wait for you, they don't really pay attention to what you're doing, and so like having more uptime on the map is actually more valuable than having like the maximized amount of damage for gank at the perfect specific moment. And this is why like in the end I kind of prefer having like fast clear when I play solo queue, because then I allow a little bit more like leniency of like when I finish my camp, so I can impact the map, and so I can like compensate for my teammate not playing to the perfect like synergy with me as a jungler, which not gonna happen because of course we're not in voice comm and stuff. So here we're gonna go back to base, buy a little bit more item, Emerald Talisman, and we secure also like the Fang Tooth. There was like no contest, and that's one thing you should be doing as a jungler. As you can see, like Ven is kind of like on top of those objectives. He go for the mini prime, then he rotate to stop like any attempt of the enemy Fang Tooth if the fight doesn't go well, and then as soon as the fight has been finished, he come back to the Fang Tooth, realize that the enemy team is not around, and we're gonna secure like the first two objectives of the game. And as a jungler, it's something that allows you to have like a huge impact on the match. It's like securing those neutral objectives over and over again. But you have to be careful because it's kind of a double-edged sword. If you secure the object, if you start the objective and then the enemy jungler comes in to like secure the reward, then you're gonna get a lot of damage. Here I love that play by Ven that shows you like how you can like absolutely like bully a Gideon. But there's like a few like little things. So first you would jump immediately. So the Gideon has only like one opportunity to get away. So it's to use the portal out. So you have to be very careful of when he's gonna use the portal out to be able to follow that up. So you need to be ready for the jump. But then also, I don't know if you notice, he go for a little jump forward when he used the ultimate, which allow him to gain like a few, like 1 meter, like 1 unit in a sense. And thanks to that 1 unit being secured, then suddenly we're gonna get like a little bit closer to the Gideon when the ultimate is finished, which allow you to be able to like keep sticking to him and secure a kill. And then you can see we don't stop the aggression, we go for rotation, we secure the kill on the phase, then we're not scared to use the flash aggressively to secure a second kill on the carry, and then that means like we just secure like that a triple kill plus a tower in the span of a minute. Really, like I said, I like this little trick. I need to implement on my gameplay myself. like jumping with the call, like those abilities that stick you into place. Sometimes you can jump and keep the momentum forward, and that actually made a difference of like Ven being able to dive that Gideon super efficiently as fast as he can, which means that he takes like probably like one less tower shot, which makes the next fight afterward like even easier because he didn't lose like that many health at all. And so far we're 6-1-1, and as we have seen, like the only death that Ven has got was actually still like beneficial for his team. It was like that moment on the offlane when he actually allowed him to save Richter, and still like we get the double kill. And we secured already like 2 neutral objective. We secured a tower. So here it's really like a masterclass on how to use Khaimera. And we can see like very high uptime on the map thanks to the build, but also like you have to be like very precise with your gank. Here you can see like the movement also around. We see that Bondroid is going like a little bit aggressive onto Richter, and so Ven like go around, and you see like he kind of step on the side to be able that Bondroid doesn't see him, and now suddenly like it's an easy kill and we can like gonna forward into the mini prime. To be honest, Crunch is making a lot of mistake. Bondroid has shifted to the support role when he used to be an offlane main, and we can see that he's probably like a little bit rusty on the role. There is a lot of approximation, not really paying attention to the jungle potential and all those things. And so here we're gonna get like a mini prime, so on cooldown. And so here we have a little minute before the Fangtus. So what is Ven gonna do? Well, he's gonna like apply some pressure on the right lane to force like that lane under tower. Because we force that lane on the tower, that means that now like the Crunch needs to come to defend, and now we can actually like recall back to base and walk towards the Fangtus if we want, while this Crunch is kind of stuck into the off lane. And now that also like free the Shin beat to be able to rotate for that Fangtus if we want to go for it. And so those neutral objective, that's also something that you can like kind of prepare for your team. But before we go for the objective, of course, here we can see we're looking. And here we're gonna like try to help like the Fae, we just get the hit, and now we're gonna chase. Thanks to the Berserker Axe, we get like this additional movement speed when we get out of the fog wall, so that allows us to chase. And now we force Uptick back to base, and now like we can go for the Fangtus. Once again, you can see like this idea of Ven is just like creating the situation to get like a free Fangtus afterwards. He doesn't like really like full on rush it, because like you want first to not let the enemy being able to contest it. And so now we're going for the Fangtus. It's very hard for the enemy team to like contest it. They're finally like arrive, but it's a little bit too late, and that's gonna be secured. Like already like 4 neutral objective being secured by Ven. And we're still 6-1-2, and we're gonna like keep like going, and all those objectives like they start to pile up. It's like global gold for your team, and it makes like a really a big difference. So now that we have like the red side jungle that is up, we're gonna clear it. And the other things I kind of want to mention here, it's interesting, is like we go for the invigorate second, like the cleanse that gives you some heal, and we actually like completely disregard the ambush and the reduce of cooldown on ambush, which is interesting because that's not like usually why how people like were playing Khaimera. I don't know if it's something that Ven find the most success with, or if it's like something that is actually trying to see if it can be like actually good. And here we see the third item is completed. We got the crystalline cuirass being fully finished. That allows you to start to be tanking a little bit, and the only like physical damage character in the enemy team is the Crunch, because like Grim is doing like mainly magical damage. Maybe Grim has a Sky Splitter, so still a little bit of physical damage, but it's mainly magical damage on the enemy team. And the Crunch is not really having a good game, so you don't really need to care that much about it. So once again, we're gonna clear as much as we can, and here probably we're gonna chill out until we find like some maybe potential pick on the map. We can see we're level 12, which is like very close to the highest in the game. Only the offlaner are at level 13, and here we're looking at maybe like grabbing something. And so even like on the previous patch, like it seems that Ven with efficient jungling is not falling behind in terms of level. Here, like I was saying, like probably what we're waiting is like opportunity to get like some pickups, or like keep the farm up until like we get triple Fangtus, and then we're gonna start to snowball out of of that situation. But you can see since there is not much, there is a lot of people on right side. We're not gonna like rotate here. We're still gonna try to apply some pressure. Here we try to surprise a little bit Septic. Didn't really work out. And so we're gonna keep like the invade going. We have to be careful though, because like we don't see a lot of people on the map anymore. So here we're gonna go like for this 2 camp and gonna try like to secure this thing. And here we're gonna try to jump away, but we missed the jump. A very nice hook to stop the momentum. We're gonna try like to fight that, but here it's gonna be rough. We're gonna flash away. Capo de Capi was waiting for that, so we're not gonna fight that and just simply like looking to disengage. But this phase is actually like jumping forward. We go for the combo. That's gonna be good damage. We don't really want to stay into that fight too long, and then we're gonna get like some good damage. The Gideon is 1 HP. It's gonna get killed, and now we're secure. We're 7, 1, and 3. And we're maybe gonna try to jump in, gonna get like pulled into, and that's gonna be probably the demise of Van. Maybe a little bit too much here, trying to survive, try to get to jump onto Bondrewd, and that's gonna be the death of that Khaimera. I'm gonna stop like that review here because I just wanted to show you how you can play like a very clean early game as Khaimera, how you can impact the map. I thought it was interesting to show like how Venom actually like prepare like those neutral objectives, and also like those little movement in the jungle when he goes to gank to try to hide himself, which actually make a big difference, because if the enemy doesn't know that you are here, suddenly it's pretty good. And also like this like kind of Khaimera build when we kind of focus on clearing time and also like then invigorate Sogen. I hope you enjoyed that review, and I hope you have a good time, and I will see you in the next one. Mugi out.